Good morning and welcome to the daily weather operations brief. Starting this morning off, we are seeing mild temperatures sitting in the mid 40s with light winds, and those are expected to be on the increase throughout the day today, especially in the next hour or two. We've also been seeing some scattered showers move through the area early this morning, with some lingering showers off to the west moving in our direction, so can't rule out a brief sprinkle here within the next hour or so. And in more recent time, the front that had triggered a line of showers earlier this morning has continued to be pushing offshore, and we'll begin to see a drying trend as a result throughout the day, along with the possibility of a wind advisory with time. Now, looking at this morning's surface analysis, we do have a low pressure system over the upper northeast, and that is extending a cold front across and through the mid-Atlantic region. We do have some lingering moisture surrounding that front, which has been producing these light showers early today. However, as mentioned earlier, that front continues to push offshore, so we'll see those showers and associated moisture continue to exit the area. And as of earlier today, we did see southwesterly winds that has kept those temperatures mild in the overnight hours in the 40s. However, as that front continues to pass through, we have seen the winds shift out of the northwest, and that is going to start bringing in some drier air, and that will help clear out our skies as we move into the afternoon, although we could see some lingering scattered coverage throughout the day. But moving forward in the wake of that front passing through, we'll see a tightening pressure gradient between that low to the north and that high pressure area building in from the west, which will lead to that notable uptick in the winds this afternoon. And especially as dry air mixes in, we can expect to see those gusts increase near wind advisory levels. But other than that, we do look to remain dry for the rest of the forecast period ahead. Now, taking a look at the current weather observations out on the field, we do have overcast conditions at 4,500 feet and 8 statute miles of visibility. Our winds are currently out of the northwest at about 5 knots, expecting those to be on the rise here soon. Temperature currently sits at 45 degrees with a relative humidity around 75%. And that brings us on to the satellite imagery from this morning. We can see pretty clearly defined where that front is as it continues to push east. And on the backside, we can see those clearing skies that will eventually be working their way into our local area. And all the precipitation that is associated with that cloud cover is trending eastwards away from our area. And to the radar analysis here on one of the most recent scans, we see that reflectivity off to the east that's associated with that leading edge of the front, and then off to the west we do see some light reflectivity. Those are those brief showers that may pass through if they make it across the bay. At the moment, they are picking up some light showers on the western side of the Chesapeake. And looking at the model for today, or the models, they have not done a brilliant job at picking up on this secondary push of reflectivity. They did hint at it yesterday, but as of today, for a remainder of the afternoon, as mentioned earlier, we are modeled to remain dry, just seeing some lake effect snow up in the Ohio Valley and the northeast, but other than that, most of the associated precipitation will be pushing off to sea. And that brings us to the 24-hour forecast for the day ahead, seeing cloudy conditions now with winds that are light expected to be increasing and progressively increasing to near wind advisory criteria as we move through the day and into the overnight hours. For our cloud coverage, expecting that to be on the decline. We'll see clearing skies throughout the day, and that will persist through the overnight hours and into the early morning hours hours of tomorrow. Seeing a slight chance of rain early today. And for our temperatures, starting off pretty warm and warming potentially into the low 50s, and then they'll fall back down with that cold air pooling in behind that front back into the 20s, as low as the upper 20s in the overnight hours and early morning hours of tomorrow. Now for the short-term outlook here, expecting partly to mostly cloudy conditions and those winds hanging around for tomorrow. High in the upper 30s, potentially upwards of 40 degrees. Thursday night, partly cloudy and a low around 25. And for Friday, mostly sunny and a high again around those upper 30s and greens across the board for Friday. And that is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. Be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day.